Oh, we got freezing conditions. It's frosty, everything is super cold, but at the same time the sun is out and we have a lot of golden light right now. It's really amazing. So it's quite hard to show you my composition, but basically I'm using all of these frost as a foreground, and then I'm using leaves which are being backlit by the sun, and most of them are also covered in frost, kind of very close in, punching in on them, kind of like a macro shot, and then having the sun with this golden light in the background. So the sun is moving so quickly that it's very hard to set on a certain composition and not constantly switch between them. So earlier I had two leaves, one of them was more brownish, one of them was more towards green. Both were really frosted, and then I had this light flowing into the scene from above, like this, just this golden wash of light basically. Looked absolutely beautiful. As I've just mentioned, I'm using all of this frost as a first layer in the foreground, just to create a lot of interest. Just let me show you, it's all like frosted, has beautiful texture. So that's what I'm using to create even more interest, more texture to the image, and just have a lot of color contrast, because in the foreground you have this incredibly cool and white tones, and then towards the top of the frame where this glow of sunlight is coming in, flowing into my frame, there's so much warmth, and that creates so much contrast and so much fluidity flow throughout the image. So if I'm honest, I'm quite sure that this is not the last image of this style or like type of image that we're gonna get today. But for now, keep on moving because it's freezing cold. Don't want my tripod legs to stiffen up. And I'm already really happy with how this first shot turned out. So have a look for yourself. Okay, so the conditions are amazing. Like all of this frost creates so much interest to the image, and then, as I've mentioned, the warmth from the sunlight. It's really amazing, and I really like being out here and shooting everything. So bear with me, I have a very hard time talking to the camera. Oh, my hands are freezing. My lips don't want to move the way I want them to. But hey, at least we're taking some good images, so keep on going. Over there's a lot of warmth from the sun. I think it's gonna set in like 20 minutes or so, probably, maybe 30. So maybe we can get some of that, because it's gonna be an open area in a couple meters. Let's see, fingers crossed. Can't even cross them, it's too cold. It was already a fight to set up tripod. First of all, because my hands are so cold, and secondly, because I need to put it in a weird position where I can basically shoot straight down. I found these puddles over here, which have been frosted, and they have such a cool texture and interest to them, and so it caught my attention. That's what I want to shoot. So you can probably tell I have beautiful sidelight by the sun, which kind of helps a little bit with this composition, just because I think if I were to have very direct light, it would destroy all of the fine detail and texture in this puddle in the ice. The sidelight that I have right now is a little bit more subtle. It is a little bit blocked just because the south is covered by some clouds, so it's a little bit more subtle, a bit softened, and this is really beautiful for this. And also, again, there's some color contrast because I do have a little bit of warmth from the sunlight, and then this icy texture, everything, and just so beautiful when you have this warm glow and then all this icy, and this, which translates such a cold feeling, and then yeah, it just works beautifully visually. It's a little bit of a makeshift setup, because in order to take the image that I want to, I gotta step out a little bit, and then I lean on the camera over here a little bit, and then just shoot it like that. Yeah, I have more than enough light, exposure time is good, and that is a beautiful image over here. So as I've just described, I really like this color contrast when you have this warm glow coming in from over there, and then all of these cooler tones over here. But at the same time, it looks so cool in black and white. just because you have a very high contrast scene, all these lighter spots, and then everything is basically just dark. And it puts so much more emphasis on the structure and the shapes, which this image is all about. So yeah, you're gonna see both versions. So there are a couple more puddles around here. Just had to walk around, had a look, took some handheld images because they all have different shapes and patterns and everything. Looks super cool. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'm really curious. For me personally, I really like this kind of like abstract shot for now. Something different, something unique. I really like that. Okay, a quick pitch. If you do like my images and you may want to have some of them framed up on your wall as a print, I have quite a few available and I've just released 2 new collections. The first one is about the Alps and the second one is about coastline and seascape. I'm really happy with how they turned out, and until Christmas there's going to be free shipping. Thank you for the support and definitely give it a look. I do want to encourage you, because while this video might not look like a pleasant experience because I'm all the time complaining about how freezing it is and how cold my hands are, I'm really enjoying myself and it's so much fun, especially in these conditions. Getting out, it's beautiful. And then coming back home, getting a warm drink and looking at your images that you've just taken, it's so much worth it. So go out, even if it's cold, it's worth it. Okay, I just stumbled upon this old dead tree stump. It has a beautiful mossy texture. What's even more cool about that, it's completely frozen. So there's so much interest, so much texture. It looks so surreal. And then I found this beautiful autumn leaves over here, also completely covered in frost. Yeah, and that caught my interest. That's what I want to frame up over here. So what I don't quite like about this image is that towards the bottom left corner it gets very darkish, and then on the opposite corner it's a little bit more bright. It's, I don't know, I don't quite like it, but I think I can deal with that. Also, I'm doing a stacked exposure just because I'm really close to the leaves, because I want all of these details in the frost, so I'm going very close. And then to get everything sharp and in focus, I'm gonna focus stack this later. At least I want all of the leaves to be sharp. And I think this took like 7 or 8 exposures, should be good enough. In terms of composition, I don't really know. I think there's too much like distraction going on in the background, just the way that I framed it up. But they lie so beautifully, so yeah, I do quite like this setup. That's why I'm going for a square crop, which takes away all of the bottom and the top distractions away. Just leaves a little bit of empty space, makes all of the main focus towards the leaves. Beautiful. Okay, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe and write a comment about the second image if you prefer the color version or the black and white one. I'm really curious. If you want to see more of my videos, I have an on location playlist in the description. Apart from that, thank you for the support and see you in the next one. Bye.